Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Katharine, and in today's Vlogmas video, I'm going to be sharing my Christmas bucket list. So I have a list on here on my iPhone in my notes section of things that I want to do during the Christmas season, and I'll have a photo here of what I want to do during the Christmas season for that bucket list so that you have a reference of what I want to do, and hopefully it gives you inspiration of what to do during the Christmas season for you as well. And maybe you have some ideas that I should add to this bucket list. Please comment down below if you have any ideas that I should add. But let's just get right into this. So the first thing that I want to do is attend a Christmas market. Two Christmas markets that I've always been wanting to go to for the past few years are in Boston. One is Snowport and the other is called SoWa. So we'll see if I get to those. And then I definitely want to read a Christmas book. For those who have watched my channel before, they know that my hobby, or one of my biggest hobbies, is reading. So I'm definitely going to be reading a Christmas book this upcoming Christmas season. I also want to watch a Christmas movie. One of my favorite Christmas movies of all time is It's a Wonderful Life. It's a black and white movie. I think it was initially produced and put out to the public in the 50s, and it's such a wholesome movie. It's a great movie. It's just a great movie. You just have to watch it. I don't know what else to say. Like, if you haven't watched It's a Wonderful Life, like, you definitely have to watch it. Another favorite Christmas movie that I love is White Christmas. There's some famous singer that's in White Christmas. And then, of course, I love The Grinch, I love The Santa Claus, I love a variety of different Christmas movies. So I definitely want to watch a Christmas movie during this Christmas season. And then I also want to drink eggnog. I know eggnog is really controversial, but I grew up drinking eggnog and I love it, especially with some nutmeg on top. It's so good. I also want to bake some Christmas cookies, whether that be gingerbread cookies or those sugar cookies. I don't care. I just want to bake some Christmas cookies. They're so delicious. I also want to go to a Christmas tree lighting. I live in this like really small coastal New England town called Rockport, Massachusetts, and they have like a really cute Christmas tree lighting where they have Santa drive into Rockport Harbor on like a lobstering or fishing boat waving to all the kids in the downtown area, and then he like docks the boat and he comes off and he like meets with the kids, and then after that there's like Christmas carolers in front of the Christmas tree, and then there's like a Christmas tree lighting. It's such a fun time. There's like hot chocolate and like candy canes being sold, and it's just a fun time, and I really want to go to that one. If I can't go to that one, then I can find another Christmas tree lighting to go to. And then along the same lines, my town also has what's called the Christmas pageant. And essentially, like, it's almost what it sounds like. It's essentially a parade that goes through like the downtown area of my hometown and the very small town that I live in. And essentially it's the nativity scene. So all of these people are dressed up as like shepherds and Mary and Joseph, and there's some like live animals too, like donkeys and sheep and stuff. And they like walk through the downtown area, and they start at one church in downtown and end up at another church in the downtown area. And at the church that they end up at, there's like a manger scene, like a nativity scene, I should say, with like a manger and like some like hay and stuff like that in it. And they just like stand there, like people take pictures with them. But it's just funny because it's like something that's straight out of like Gilmore Girls or something, where they just like walk through the downtown area for like half a mile, and there's like, of course, like Christmas carols being sung and stuff like that, like Holy Night and things like that, and then they just like end up at this like nativity scene, you know, the inn that they end up at, and like it's just like with the donkeys and the sheep, and it's just like a bunch of hay laying around, and it's just like they just stand there, and that like it's just, they just parade around the town, and then they end up there and they just are like, okay, we're done now. it's kind of fun and funny at the same time. But then I also want to make a Christmas playlist that I can listen to throughout this season. I feel like songs and music really play into like the seasons that we're in, and not even just seasons, but like if there's a place that we're traveling to, or if there's a certain experience in your life, like your wedding and stuff, like music is so important, because I've realized if I've traveled somewhere or if I've experienced something in my life, a certain song or a collection of songs that will like bring me back to that certain experience or that certain place. So I really want to make a playlist for this Christmas season, because I feel like music and songs really transport you to whatever season of life that you're in. And then I also want to stay true to what Christmas is all about, and that's Jesus' birth. So I definitely want to read Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 20, because that is the narrative of Jesus' birth, and I definitely want to read that just to remind myself of like what the Christmas season is all about. And then I also want to go ice skating. So I have like a couple options that I could do. There's one ice skating rink that if I'm remembering correctly, is at this place called Market Street, Linfield in Massachusetts. It's a little bit north of Boston, and they have like a cute ice rink that they, you know, put out during the holiday season. And I don't think it's like an actual ice rink. I think it's like an artificial ice rink, but it's cute. Maybe I can do some like Christmas shopping and then go ice skating. And then there's also like the Boston Frog Pond, which is like in the Boston Common area, if you're familiar with Boston at all. And they usually have like a water fountain, I think, or like a splash pad area in the summertime, but like in the wintertime they turn it into like an ice skating rink. And I've always gone to that one growing up. I've never been to the Linfield one before, but I want to go to one of those two. If there's another ice rink that I can think of that's in my area that I would love to go to, like, then I'll go to that. But those are like basically my two options as of right now. There is like an indoor ice rink like near me that I grew up going to, actually, that I actually learned how to skate at, and I took ice skating lessons there. But like in the spirit of Christmas, I don't want to go to an indoor rink. I want to like go to an outdoor rink where they have like lights and music going. So those are basically my two options, either the one in Boston or the one in Linfield. And then I also want to decorate my Christmas tree. I love Christmas, and I actually set up a Christmas tree in my room for the Christmas season. It just makes me happy, and I love having it in my room. And then I also want to just go on like a little Christmas drive and view some Christmas lights. I know that there's some neighborhoods in my area that have like dedicated like Christmas light sections. Like you can drive up and down like certain streets around my town or the surrounding towns in my area, where you basically can like see a bunch of Christmas lights that like a bunch of different houses have lit up, and it feels like you're in this little Christmas town driving up and down these streets. Or I know that there's like some just houses in particular that like do those like Christmas displays where like you turn it to like a specific radio station and like the lights move to the music. And I've been wanting to find one in my area, because for those who don't know, I used to live in California and Florida, and in California and in Florida they had things like that, but here in Massachusetts I don't know what it is. I feel like New England in general is its like own country like within the United States. Like I feel like we just have such a different culture up here. People act differently up here, and I feel like we're just like in our own little bubble. Like there's some good things about that, and then there's some bad things about that, because I feel like the community sense of it, like being from, you know, the New England area, there's a lot of like pride in that, like, oh, yeah, I'm from Boston, yeah, like this is where America started, like yeehaw. But like whatever, that's the good aspect of it. But then the other aspect of it is I feel like other parts of the country are like so much more like trendy, if that makes sense. Like there's a lot more like technologically advanced things like in other parts of the country. Not that we're like a third world country by any means, but like in terms of like things like that where like you can drive up to like a house and like there's a Christmas display and you can turn it to a certain radio station and like the lights change to the music that's on, you know, the radio station. Or like even in terms of like social media, I feel like in other parts of the country like businesses really utilize social media more than they do here in New England. Like I feel like a lot of New England businesses don't really utilize a lot of social media, at least from what I've seen. And it's just things like that where it's like we're not underdeveloped here, but it's just like certain like trendy type things we don't tend to catch on to until like a couple years later. But yeah, that's like my Christmas bucket list for right now. I know it's not a long list. I did make a fall bucket list and I can tag the video down below if you want to watch that. And that was a little bit longer, but I feel like here in New England, because the weather just gets so like disgusting, that like a lot of the things on my bucket list either have to do with like being in my car or being inside. And like at least in the fall, like quintessential fall New England, it's very beautiful outside. Like it's getting cooler, but it's also like still nice outside to go out and the leaves are changing and stuff. So I had a lot of like more outdoorsy things on my fall bucket list. But I hope this gives you inspiration of like what you can put on your Christmas bucket list. If you have any ideas for me, like I mentioned before, please put it down in the description below because I could always add more things to do during this Christmas season. I just love doing this because it gives me some ideas of things to do. As I mentioned before, like I created this YouTube channel as like a hobby because I struggle a lot with anxiety and depression, and this kind of forces me to do things out of my comfort zone. And I also consider you guys my friends because I don't have a lot of friends. To be honest, I know that sounds really sad, but it's true. And I feel like you guys are my friends and I'm just like bringing you along the adventure of like just my life. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe if you can, and I'll see you later. Bye!